Hi everyone. So today Saturn goes retrograde into Aries. And when that happens, it's anything goes. It's a really good time for the energy to really be shaken up. So I'd like to get as many messages as we can to capture this energy of Saturn retrograde in Aries. So I'm going to start by rolling a planet dice to see if there is any specific planet we need to be working with at this time. And we just rolled Mercury. So Mercury is in Leo, which can be a very dramatic time. It can be about really expressing ourselves in the biggest and boldest and most courageous ways. And this is what we're talking about. We're talking about the energy, this fiery energy of both Aries and Leo. And I'm not talking about your zodiac sign, I'm talking about elements. So that this could be a really big, bold time for really big changes, or at least things to be shaken up in a way, hopefully, that serves our highest good. So I'd like to get a couple of oracle cards first. So the sun just popped out, so this could be a highly successful time. The sun is also a very fiery energy. These cards are jumpy. The stars card wanted to jump out, so I feel like we're being guided right now, perhaps protected. So, but we have the stork, and the stork is about upgrades. This is about making things better in our life. So when this retrograde happens with Saturn and Aries, it does feel like it is going to shake things up in a good way. You're going to see upgrades happen during this time. And then let's get an Alice card too to give us a little more information. And then I'm going to pull a channeled ancestor message. So this says, number 19, who in the world are you? Getting to know the new you, upgrades, new you. You are probably going through some major transformations right now, especially with the stork and the new you. That this Saturn retrograde, I feel like, you're going to be unrecognizable is what I'm getting from this so far. It's going to be massive changes and massive upgrades for you. All this fiery energy is really telling me that. Wow. And our ancestor message is gift. There's a lot of good stuff coming through here. I cannot wait to see what these tarot cards want to tell us, because this feels like a very significant time. I feel like this retrograde that's happening right now with Saturn is going to be a highly significant and fortuitous time for us. So let's see. I have two tarot decks here to see what other energies. I just saw the death card underneath too. So that is that massive transformation that I said you will be unrecognizable. So we're starting with the Ace of Swords, Two of Swords, Eight of Wands, Page of Swords. Underneath, Six of Pentacles, Seven of Pentacles, Six of Cups, Five of Wands. Look at that. There's the wishes. There's the Nine of Cups. And the Nine of Cups is really about gratitude. It's about understanding what you have. It's about personal satisfaction. It can be about wishes coming in. This Nine of Cups underneath this entire deck is telling me that you are going to get what you want. It is inevitable. That is what this Nine of Cups is telling me. So this is very exciting. So we are starting off with a lot of good news. So let's work our way through this and see what else we can discern from this. But we are certainly starting out in a very exciting energy of upgrades, a new you, blessings, gifts. So you're being asked to focus on this Ace of Swords and the Six of Pentacles. The Six of Pentacles can be about gifts, but this could also be about you giving to other people. And so I feel in this position that that's what this is about, that there may be people in your energy who are asking too much of you. And that may be the energy that's about to get really shaken up, whether people like it or not, because I can see already, I'm jumping ahead to this Five of Wands, that there's a feeling that there are people in your energy who may be playing games with you a bit, and taking too much from you. And so this Ace of Swords is asking you to focus on trying to figure out what healing needs to be done when it comes to giving to other people. You could be a people pleaser, you could be an overgiver, but I feel like this retrograde period for Saturn is going to show you that there's a new you who's better at saying no. The Ace of Swords can also be a strong boundary because the truth is supporting that boundary. So I see this focus on you putting a boundary with people who ask too much of you, or people who keep coming back to you for something, even though you know that they can do this on their own. These are grown people who keep coming to you and saying, oh, I just need this or I just need that, but they continue to do that. It's like they don't grow. But I think that that's going to be the challenge for you, is to see that clearly, because the Two of Swords, you're not seeing which sword is the truth. So there is a need for you to dive into your intuition and maybe work on that deep emotional healing that allows you to feel like you have to be the people pleaser. And so this is about meditation. The Two of Swords and the Seven of Pentacles can both very much be about meditation, because you're asked to use your inner wisdom, your inner constitution, your inner intuition to find the truth in this situation. And that this is just you contemplating if this is working or not. But these cards are telling me that you are about to go through a massive upgrade where you're going to see the person or the people who keep standing there with their hands out. You're about to see them for really what they actually are and for what they're actually doing. That you're doing all the hard work. If this is actually you're supporting someone financially, if you're supporting someone energetically, whatever this is for you, you're going to see that you're doing the hard work. You're putting all the plans in motion. You're the one building. You're the one providing all the security, when this person could absolutely be doing it for themselves, but you continue to do this. So I feel like there's a strong clarity coming through, and that is your gift, that you're upgrading into this massively new person, standing in their power, new you, saying, no, I'm putting up a boundary. You can do this yourself. You're grown. You're all grown. You can do this yourself. There is a strong message coming through here about something aligning up with your past. So what this is really kind of telling me is the way that you used to be, you were in alignment. So perhaps childhood or just recent past, whatever this is for you. But something from your past is saying that you used to feel one way about yourself. You used to feel like you were enough. You used to feel that you were worthy. You used to feel that you were lovable. So this is saying to go back to that. Think about your childhood. Think about who supported you in your childhood or in your recent past. When did you lose that confidence? When did you say to yourself that when did these blockages happen? The Eight of Wands is about being in alignment so there are no blockages, so you can move forward at a really good pace. But this is saying, when did you used to feel that way? Because right now you're blocked. You're blocked from being able to see this situation clearly. So when did you start to lose that sense that you are worthy, that you are enough, that you are not alone, you have support, you are lovable? So there's something there that's really strongly coming through about that. Because what this advice is saying with the Page of Swords and the Five of Wands is that even when you try to communicate, even when you try to tell whoever this is that's taking and taking and taking, you've been clear with them, but then yet they become petty, or they start causing drama, or they start acting a certain way, and so you go back to just giving to them again just to make it stop. Or because they're making you feel like you are unlovable, they're making you feel like it's your fault, that somehow you're doing this to them. And so I really feel, going back to this column, this is about you taking the time to rest and recuperate and try to continue, or if you haven't been, to think about when you used to feel like you didn't have to please other people. And that's what this is. This Page of Swords is trying to please this group of people or this person who keeps taking and taking and taking, maybe because you've allowed yourself to think that you aren't lovable and you'll only be loved if you're giving. But this is really saying, go back to a time when you used to feel like you were lovable and standing in your power and drawing clear boundaries. But it feels like with this retrograde period going on here with Saturn, that you are going to start getting that. You're upgrading. There's a new you. We see that. Stork and new you and gift are all saying the same thing. That you are getting a gift of your power. You're upgrading into a new you who's going to be able to be like you used to be when you knew how worthy you were. So there is someone or some ones in your energy who are making you feel like you're not enough, and that the only way you can be enough for them is if you give. And that's just not the truth. So this meditation is coming through very strongly. So let's ask a couple more tarot cards for their voice in this. So the Ace of Swords and the Six of Pentacles are coming in with the Six of Swords. The Six of Swords is about a resolution. It's about escape. It's about moving on. So this is saying take this sword of truth and move on from this energy of you giving to this person or these people. Move on from that. Escape that even. The Two of Swords and the Seven of Pentacles is with the 10 of Rings, the 10 of Pentacles in this deck. This is about culmination. It's about satisfaction. It's about getting to the truth of a matter, figuring out the longevity of the situation. I just saw 1111 as I said that. The completion of something to a satisfying degree, you're only going to find that through meditation and pause and not doing anything. At a minimum, stop giving until you figure out if you need to be giving or not. The cards are saying you don't need to be giving to people who could be giving to themselves. And are they giving back to you? Probably not, because the Six of Pentacles is about one person giving. It's not about a reciprocity. It's about one person giving, and that's you. So the Eight of Wands and the Six of Cups are with the Nine of Rings and the Nine of Pentacles. This is about abundance. The Nine of Pentacles is abundance, and it's your own personal, individual abundance of something. And we were getting with the Eight of Wands and the Six of Cups that you used to feel worthy, you used to feel supported, you used to feel lovable. This is going to get you back in that mindset of an abundance amount of love for yourself when you put yourself back into a time when you realized that, when you knew that, maybe even as far back as childhood. Maybe you knew how loved you were as a child, how worthy you were as a child. Make this make sense for you, but there's a strong need. You're really being encouraged to get that back, this abundance of love for yourself. The Page of Swords and the Five of Wands are with the Ace of Rings or the Ace of Pentacles. This is your blessing. This is your gift. The Ace of Pentacles is that gift that you can recognize for yourself and successfully set boundaries for yourself against people who are taking from you. And then that's your gift. You get to keep whatever you've been giving away, if it's monetary, if it's financial, if it's emotional, whatever that is for you, that comes back to you because you're no longer giving it to them. You're now keeping it for yourself. And that is the gift, regardless of what kinds of temper tantrums they throw or how they blame you or play the victim with the Five of Wands. It doesn't matter. That's the gift. The gift is you get to get all that stuff back for yourself instead of giving and giving and giving it all away. We started with a Nine of Cups. We ended with an Ace of Pentacles and a Nine of Pentacles. This is about you, recognizing you, having your own abundance and your own personal satisfaction in the situation. Remember how loved and supported and worthy you are. You just have to do that for you instead of everybody else. So there you go. That is our Saturn retrograde energy. Will you please let me know how this was resonant for you? Consider subscribing to the channel if you like my vibe, and we will do this again sometime. Thanks, everybody. Bye.